Alright, today we are going to be looking at how to program on the TI83 Plus family of calculators. We will look at how to program a Pythagorean theorem type code. I'm going to be using this TI84 Plus Silver Edition on screen here. I downloaded it at WebItEmu, just a simple emulator that you can use for Windows, Mac, or Android. I do have this on my cell phone. First, I'm going to begin by showing you just how to use the program or programs and the things that we're going to be using. So you will begin by clicking Program. Here you will see Execute, Edit, or New. You'll see I already have the program made. We will come back and edit it later, but for now I'm just going to show you Create New. Here's where you type in the name of your program. I'm just going to call this one Program E, for example. Once you are in Program E, you are now creating your program. You are beginning to code. So we will click this Program button to see all of our options. CTL is all of our control codes. I/O is all of our input-output commands. And this one just executes one program inside of another. So we won't be using this. We will focus on these two. In the control list, we will mainly focus today on, we will use pause, we will use label. Let's see what else. And we will create a menu. As well at the bottom here, we will stop the program at different points. From our input-output list, we will prompt. This one will basically let you input some values. We will display. This will just display text on the screen. We will use output. This allows you to display text over some other text. So after we've displayed something, we will output something on top of it. We will clear home. So again, this clears every text that's on the screen and just comes back to the home spot. And let's see what else. Oh, I think that was it for our input-output screen. So those are all of the things that we'll be using in our program. I'm actually going to quit, go back to the program screen. I am just going to show you under Edit the program for the Pythagorean theorem. Now again, I do have everything over here. So again, you can just kind of read and follow along here. You saw how I started the program. This would be, again, just how to name the program. I named my last one E. You can name this one Pythagore. To create a menu, like we did here, again, we go to the program and drop down. I would type all of this in here. It looks like I have looking. I need it to say looking for, so 2 O's. There we go. Then from there, it runs through the whole menu process. After we have created a menu, then we would start a label A. So after you choose this hypotenuse, it would go to label A. This is label A. It would display, and we went over how to display something. We would want it to display the actual Pythagorean theorem formula. Next, we would prompt values A and B. So these values, although this is just text, these are the actual variables. Once we know what variables A and B are, we'll have it run a formula. So we need to type in this actual formula. This one up here, square root A squared plus B squared, will be stored as C. Notice this is not an equal sign. This is the arrow key found right here. Same thing, A squared plus B squared is stored as the variable D. Then we will clear home so that it clears everything on screen and begins at the top. We'll have it display again, and we'll say hypotenuse is, comma, a blank line, comma, C, comma, a blank line, comma, oops, and I will need a quotation here, or with the square root. Now that it is displaying all of the answers there, I guess C is the only answer, we also want it to output, 5th line, 5th spot, D. So as long as everything is typed in correctly like this D will overlay right here, right behind that square root spot. Now that it's displayed all of the answers, we'll have it pause and wait for the user to click enter before going to stop. That will end our program. So that'll end everything on label A. Next we will go to label B, which essentially we type in everything the exact same. The only difference is, again, here is that formula. Now we are putting in B and C. C squared minus B squared. Square root of all of that gets stored as A, or C squared minus B squared gets stored as Z. and then of course we clear home again. The reason we do it that way is because this time we're looking for the leg. So the leg is then a blank screen or a blank line, then output A, blank line, or square root of, output fifth line, fifth spot Z, pause and stop. So again, this will run the program if we are looking for a leg versus finding the hypotenuse. Now that we have the program created, I'm going to quit out of that, go to program list again, run down to Pythagore, and run the actual program. This will make sure that we can check everything and make sure everything works correctly. So if I run it looking for the hypotenuse and say that A is 3 and B is 4, it'll run the program and say that hypotenuse is 5, or the square root of 25. So it must follow then that our hypotenuse formula works out correctly. We are going to run this program again, this time choosing the leg. Now it didn't clear before, that's why these are at the bottom. That's fine. We will say that B value is 7, C value is 10. So again, it works correctly, it runs it for us. It gives us an output of an irrational number that only goes so many decimal places, or it just says that's the square root of 51. So we can see both in the radical form or kind of a rounded decimal form as well. So this program does seem to work for us. That would be how to program everything on there. If you want to see a full step-by-step video of this program, it's about 15 minutes long. Please head to this site. Thank you for watching.